Hey, it's Dave and Lily, and out here in the pistol range, getting ready to shoot a gun you've seen before on this channel. It's the Smith Wesson model 22A1. So why am I doing this again? The first video I did, and it may have the same issue today, it's so windy, but the volume, the sound quality was really bad on it, and so I feel bad. And so plus it's been a while since I shot this, so I wanted to get it out to shoot, and so I figured while I'm out here I might as well just do a video on it. So I'm gonna update the video that I had, and let me run through a few things with the Smith Wesson model 22A1 for you, so that you know it's it's a chambered in 22. The one I have has a 5.5-inch barrel. I think they come in maybe three other sizes maybe. The magazines hold 10+1, and what's neat, I think, about the magazine, they have this little thumb assist to help you lower and raise it, so you can. Now that doesn't seem like a lot, but this is a nice metal magazine made, you know, and feels good, solid. I do like that. I like the quality of that. It has adjustable sights, so I can adjust for windage with that screw, height with that screw, and it doesn't have 3 dots, but it does have a nice sight. It has a Weaver rail on the top, so you could put an optic on it if you wanted. It's got a thumb safety, and at the and it's got a center magazine release, which some people like. I find it awkward personally. I struggle with that a little bit. It just doesn't feel right. This button here is the release that removes the barrel from the frame, and so at the end of this video I'll put in a short video about how to disassemble and reassemble. It's real simple, but there's one key component in there. It's a little plastic part that you need to be aware of that fails on this gun sometimes. 22A1, I guess you could call it the predecessor maybe of the 22A, although I'm not sure when and where all the time frames stop. I know this one stopped production 2015, the 22A1. The difference, the A1 has a magazine safety, so if the magazine's not always fully inserted, you cannot fire a round. Where we talked about this release that removes this barrel, this part is the barrel, and this Weaver rail is attached to the barrel, so it has a hook that hooks onto the frame back here, and that hook on the 22A1 is steel, and I believe it's cast on the 22A. I have found this pistol to be really accurate. It shoots really well. I hardly ever get misfires out of it, and watch today, we'll get some, but it's a rare occasion that I get one. So anyway, that's about it. I'm gonna do some quick drills up at the range. I'm gonna shoot some paper, make sure I'm shooting well, and then once that's done, we're gonna go ahead and shoot some targets. Here's my 7 on target. So not the world's best group, but considering I hadn't shot in a little while, I'll take it. Let me switch magazines real quick. It's the best way to do this, and so I always end up having to use both hands to release it. So anyways, I struggle with that. So they called the model 22A, and I guess the A1 accordingly is the poor man's model 41. And I went to going to auction and saw some of the prices target pistols can get, and if you go to gun broker, Smith Wesson model 41s do carry a pretty good price. These go anywhere from $200 to $400, depending upon what you're all given in your package and how good a condition they are. Model 41s, I think $800 to $1,500, something like that. We're going to repeat that drill, so hold on. Alright, let me load up and we'll do some more. Probably from a little further back now. So right now I'm guessing I'm about 22, 23 yards maybe, roughly. Inside the barn's like 25, so. There's fire. Failure to lit. Let's see if we got it now. There we go. So, I'm betting that was the magazine with the Federal. Not to pick on Federal, but CCI is a little bit cleaner. Yeah, so now I'm shooting the CCI again. And that was the first magazine of Federal I'd shot. And so the very first round it shot, I have to look at the footage. It obviously ejected, but it didn't load another round. So loaded a second round and off we went. But yeah, so I've had a lot of trouble with that Federal ammo. All right, so that's going to wrap it up. Smith & Wesson model 22A1. A really good gun. And I do agree, if there's an accuracy issue, it's not the pistol, it's the shooter. But that's why I practice, to get better. And I got some look at the Smith & Wesson model 22A1. I hope you enjoyed it. It's a really good small arm firearm, so I enjoy shooting it. I hope you enjoy coming along with me. And I'd encourage you to get out in the range. Like I always say, make kindness your business. Try to do something kind for somebody. Share the love. All it takes is a few minutes. Pay it forward. In a restaurant, buy the person behind you his lunch. If you see somebody outside who doesn't look like they can afford a lunch, buy them a lunch. Give them $5. Who cares what they do with it? Pay it forward. Do something nice for somebody. Share the kindness. Make kindness your business. Dave out. Hey, it's Dave. So like I said, I was going to do a quick run through of how you disassemble the Smith & Wesson 22A1. First, there's no magazine in it. The chamber is empty, so it is ready to be disassembled. All right, so the trickiest part in disassembling is it's kind of ironic because Smith & Wesson advertise this firearm as easy to disassemble, but often this button, which is the key to disassembling, is very hard to push in. By pushing this in, it releases the barrel, and you'll see how that works. So I push that in, and now my barrel's released, and watch, I pull up and back. I can unhook my barrel, and you gotta be careful because a bunch of other stuff can fly out right now. So the barrel's disconnected. Let me get this situated right here for a second. All right, so the barrel is disconnected. You notice there's a little hook right there. So that hook hooks onto the back of here. So your barrel assembly basically goes like this and then pops down. See a little hole? That's where this little round thing goes into. So it hooks on like that, and then it pops in. And when it pops in, your button will pull all the way out and reconnect it. So for cleaning purposes, and it's a little dirty, you can see right now it's dirty inside there, I would clean the inside of this. I would take the time right now to clean my barrel really well and all the assembly. And you got this goofy little thing. So you got this spring and this little plastic catch. And so this, of course, the spring's integral to the action because it's what, you know, rocks it back and forth as you shoot it. It's the blowback action of it. And so how this works is the spring goes up in here into there, and I would clean all of this off. I clean my spring and I do a good visual inspection of this little plastic piece, clean it, put it all back together for reassembly. There. Now, you've got to hold this together like that and give it enough room for this thing to hook in when you're reassembling. It pushes back far enough. And once you get it back far enough, press, put back in. And you need it all to pop together. Like that. A little bit of muscle, and now we're back together. You can see the release, pull back, action, everything works again. So yeah, it's a little tricky. That spring and that little plastic piece are a little frustrating, but overall it's not too bad. Now some people use some kind of block or something to help assist when they're pushing on this. Apparently mine's been apart enough. I haven't had that much issue with this. The hardest part I've had with this button is reassembly. Sometimes I've had to actually pull the button out to get it back in together. This barrel, the part will not go into where this button is unless the button's depressed. And sometimes it sticks and doesn't want to come back out, and so you have to assist it a little bit. But anyway, those are the only issues I've had with it. All right, so that's how you disassemble and reassemble the 22A1. It's really, the handgun is really only in 3 parts: barrel, the receiver, and then your slide. And that's it. All right, Dave out.